So I've told you guys this before, but I'm gonna show it to you again for people that are new, because we have new people that cycle in. Let me tell you how companies become profitable. Ad revenue is a drop in the bucket, okay? Because if you have a big streamer who has 10,000 subs, right, and it's $5 per month, okay, and even if the 70-30 split and they get $3.50, the streamer does, that means $1.50 goes to Twitch. They're making $15,000 per month on average from those subs. If it's Amazon Prime subs, they're taking an L on those because, you know, it's coming out of what the normal normal Amazon money would be. How many streamers have 10,000 subs or more? Maybe 100. So let's say benefit of the doubt, let's call none of these primes. We'll offset a couple T3s with some primes, whatever. At the high end, you're talking about 1.5 million a month that Twitch is making off of that. That's a lot of money. Bro, that. What are you talking about? I mean, we're talking about YouTube alone. Last quarter made $69.69 billion in rev. That's in 3 months. That's $22 billion a month. That is 2,000 times higher than what this is. Yeah, Stocky, but there's a shitload more streamers, right? There's all these subs. 95% of all streamers on the platform cost Twitch money. Welcome to reality. That's a bad take. Bad, it doesn't, just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not true. Okay, 95, probably higher, but I'm being nice. 95% of all streamers cost Twitch money. Amazon said, hey, we made this investment in Twitch, but we're not seeing a profit. This is an unprofitable company. We gave you a couple years to figure it out on your own. You're not doing it. You need to get profitable, or we're heads are going to roll. Well, Stocky, then why would they cut the revenue from streamers? They're less likely to get subs or want for subs, and sure, maybe they make more money. So what Twitch did was they said, and basically the way they worded it was really fucking bad, and I'm going to go over why it was a PR nightmare. But basically what they said is that there is a set of streamers, myself included, who have what's called a premium contract. So a normal, there's three types of contracts, right? Three types. There is your standard, your premium, and then there's your individual. Last year, Twitch cut individual contracts for the most part. I mean, they may have like 5 people that they re-signed. But everyone else, they're just like, nah, we're not giving you guarantees, and you do this in return. So this was the first step. But so few people were affected by this, and the people that were didn't want to talk about it, that this kind of fell under the water. So that leaves the premium contracts and the standard contracts. And before you guys say, isn't this TOS? Not really, because the president fucking wrote it on the thing that we're going to do and made it public knowledge. So whatever. Premium contracts. So there is a set of streamers, probably 1,000 streamers, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But 1,000 streamers have premium strats. So that way, instead of 50-50 split on T1 and T2 and a 70-30 split on T3, right? That's your standard. Premium is generally a 70-30 across the board, which is massive. That includes Prime and everything else. So let's say you had 10,000 subs, right? And let's say you don't have any T3s, they're all T1s and primes, right? That means instead of making $5,000, instead of making, $5,000 per month, okay, or $60,000 per year, you were making $7,500 per month, or $83,000 per year. That's a massive increase, right? It's a massive increase. Now, this is why people oftentimes preach, make sure that you don't have all your eggs in one basket, because you never know when something could change. People are like, well, they're not going to lose the platform. You just never know. So people who aren't, and I'm in this group of people who didn't do a good job. Like when GME happened, I did not capitalize on YouTube. Okay, don't get me wrong, Neandra did a great job, but like I didn't hire a professional to take care of it when things were hot, right? But a lot of people make revenue off on YouTube, and they turn their streams into long form videos and make money there. Some people have OnlyFans, some people have Patreon, some people, I have the morning call, right? So like, for example, my revenue, I make some revenue from morning call and some from Twitch, right? So it's still a big hit for people. I'm not saying that these people made this money or didn't make this money, right? Like some people made a lot more than this, because if you have 10,000 subs, you have a lot of viewers, and if you have a lot of viewers, you're doing really, really well. Oh, sorry, this is $50,000 per month. Jesus Christ. How the fuck did I just write $5,000 per month? $600,000 a year or $830,000 per year. So you're talking about a $230,000 loss. Anybody be saying, oh my God, I've never experienced that. That's not rich. Okay, let's cut it in half then, right? 5K subs, and we'll call it $300,000 a year and $415,000 a year, right? Big difference there. And you're saying, well, this is only impacting streamers that are multimillionaires. No, they said that this is anything over 100,000. Okay, so if you make 100,000, after that, you revert, even if you're on a premium contract, you revert to the standard contract, right? Starting next year. Now, they're giving them some time. Now, all right, I'm getting away from this because I wanted to talk about why this is important, okay? I don't care about the actual money. Why is this so important? Well, Stocky, didn't you say that Twitch doesn't make all their money from ad revenue or from sub revenue? So why would they do that? Isn't that only a negative? They're going to hurt creators, they're going to piss off creators, and they're not going to make any money. They're not making money where they get an extra couple $100,000 a month. That's nothing. And they're going to alienate their creators. It seems like a stupid fucking decision. I mean, think about this, all right? Let me break this down. This is going to really piss some people off, but I got to be honest with you. I'm just going to give you the facts, right? We all know that Twitch leads live streaming, right? By hours. YouTube is kind of catching up, but comparatively speaking, YouTube is still nowhere close. Okay, compared to like actual like watch time and views per users on the platform. And even though Twitch has like 1/10 or maybe 1/20th of the user base that YouTube has, they still dominate with almost 75% of the of live streaming hours viewed. Okay, but YouTube is able to make money even on live streaming because what makes money? Subs don't make shit. That's a drop in the bucket. It's all about ads. So Twitch came out and said, hey, originally you signed a contract and you got absolute fucking trash. I refused to run ads. I was like, fuck it, I hate the pre-rolls, but I'm still not going to run ads because you know something? I have no incentive. You're going to give me a fucking, I don't know, $1.25 or $2.50 CPM, and you're getting $10 CPM or whatever. I'm making up these numbers. You're taking 80 to 90% of the ad revenue? Fuck you. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, but it's guaranteed, and that way you'll at least get something in case we don't have ads coming in. Nah, fuck all that. That doesn't mean anything to me. So what did they do? They said, all right, Amazon, I'm obviously speculating here, but Amazon basically looked at Twitch and said, hey, you're not doing anything to get profitable. You're not anywhere closer to being profitable. Do something now. So what Twitch did was they started saying, okay, we are going to try to convince people to pay ads. What we'll do is we'll pay contracts to big streamers that have lots of things, and we'll require them to play a shitload of ads. So we'll give them the money, but we're gonna get them to play a lot of ads. Well, that didn't work, right? They're just not working here. So what are we gonna do? Now we're gonna go from contracts to incentives, right? And so some people get a little thing that says, hey, if you run X amount of ads every minute or every hour, we'll pay you an extra blank this month. It's a 55% increase. 55% increase from being down 75% does not mean that it's a 50-50 split, right? It's just 50% of what you were getting. So it's not a massive amount of money. There's nowhere near the same kind of thing. So they went with the incentives. Well, that brought some ads in, but it didn't bring enough, and that's when Amazon's basically like, hey man, you need to be profitable. So how do you get people to run ads? Force them to. We're not making any money, that much more money by cutting. No, we as Twitch is not making that much money by cutting your ad split. But by doing that, we're cutting your payout and telling you it's okay. You can make that back up by running more ads. I was basically told it's okay, Stocky. Just run an additional 6 minutes or 5 minutes more of ads per hour and you'll be able to make up what you lost. So now the creator has to decide what's more important. It's not on Twitch anymore. Now the creator is the one that's going to get hit. Because every time I'm running, I have ads on a timer just so that we get rid of pre-rolls for new people. But every time an ad hits, man, fuck this streamer hitting us with ads. Man, I'm out. Fuck this guy, man. Fucking, I can't believe you're hitting us ads at the worst fucking time. Twitch doesn't take the blame for that. No, that's on me. I have to make a decision. Do I make up the lost revenue that I'm losing now by running more ads and alienate part of my community? Or do I take the monetary hit? And this isn't a shit on Twitch, whiteboard. I mean, I understand this from a business standpoint. That's why I didn't make a big fucking deal out of it. I was like, this is bullshit. It sucks, but I guess I understand, right? That's why I'm glad that I've you know, diversified a little bit so that I can survive it. And you're saying to yourself, well, Stocky, but why is it like, why are they going so hard on it? Ads and CPM. Now, CPM is very interesting because Twitch is very behind the curve on CPM. Cost per milli, cost per 1,000 impressions. YouTube has been doing this a long time and spent a lot of money building an algorithm that they can actually go to a company and say, we can target your ads for you. So if you're, let's say you're Visa, right? And you want to get your ad in front of 10,000 people, okay? And you're on a video game platform and a just chatting platform. Your target audience is very hard to find. So you're probably gonna say, okay, I will give you $50 for every 10,000 viewers, right? You're hoping for a decent ROI, maybe you make some money. But for example, my YouTube, I get like $35 CPM, even though nobody watches my YouTube, it's like 35. Why? Because YouTube can go to Visa and say, hey, instead of just throwing it out there and seeing what sticks, I will guarantee that you can get 10,000 views in front of a finance community. Your chances of hitting a targeted audience, every single person that the people that you're targeting, okay, but it's gonna cost you $500. Everybody wins there. That's why it's so important. But you can't do that on Twitch because they haven't built that technology. But even more importantly, it all comes down, how does CPM, overall CPM grow? Ad fill. If you can't guarantee a company that you're going to get their ad in front of people, you can't charge them a lot of money. So if you have, this is your bucket of ads, right, that you can serve. But your streamers aren't serving ads to their community, so you're only getting this much of the ads actually in front of eyes. You can't then go to a company and say, pay us money for this and we'll guarantee it's going to get in front of you, or in front of an audience. You can't do that. So you can't charge as much. So what the plan is force more people to run ads. They do. Now you get an ad fill, and now you can go to that advertiser and say, I can guarantee you it gets in front of an audience, meaning that you can raise the prices. And other audiences or other businesses are willing to come in and say, hey, I also want to get in front of this audience and I can guarantee it. And it drives the price up. And if that happens, then all of a sudden, Twitch starts making a lot more money CPM wise. And that's why YouTube is so profitable. Now, Google has all the data and they spent a lot of money building the algorithm to get targeted ads. And that's a long time down the road for Twitch. But that's what this is. That's what they're doing. They're basically saying, guys, we're cutting your contracts. We're doing like this after 100, and you guys are going to have to find another way of making that revenue. Either take on more sponsors, or what's the easiest thing to do? Run an ad. And we wash our hands because your community is going to look to you, or new viewers are going to look to you and say, why are you running so many ads? I was making $600,000 a year. Now I'm making $400,000 a year, and I need to get that $200,000 back, so I have to hit you with more ads. Oh, shit, son. You can't do that. You can't do that. Except to you guys. You guys like it, you fucking little poor, broke bitches. That's right. That's right. Sit there and watch an ad. Make me money. So that's kind of what it is. So Twitch doesn't take the blame for this. You put it on the streamer. The streamer is how are you going to justify to a bunch of people, yeah, I'm making $200,000 less, so I need to hit you guys with more ads to make that $200,000 back. No, you can't say that. What are you gonna do? Stop running ads? You lose the money. So now you're in the difficult position. All the while, Twitch is getting what they need. And I'm not trying to make Twitch the boogeyman here. From a business standpoint, this makes sense. Amazon took over Twitch. They gave them some free reign. It didn't work out, and they're saying become profitable. And Twitch is like, this is the only way we're going to become profitable. It sucks because it's basically like your employer came to you and said, hey, heads up, starting next year, we're cutting your salary by 30%. But you can always do side gigs to make up for that money. Or you can go to your employees and tell them that you're cutting their hours, that you're going to take over their hours for them so you can make your money back. That's basically what has happened. Now, there's a lot of other details out there. I don't know. Remember, Twitch is not as big a company as a lot of people think. I mean, Twitch has what, like less than 1,000 employees? What, like probably, I have no idea. I'm just going to guess 700 employees maybe. I mean, Gap, GPS just laid off 500 executive level positions. I mean, that's how small this company is. I mean, why do you think some of the big streamers also left? Like Ludwig, one of the reasons that he left, there's probably many, was that Twitch wasn't going to fund any of his like big events he was going to do. But YouTube was like, come here. Because Twitch doesn't have, it's not like Twitch didn't like him. They just don't have the budget for it because they've been forced to cut costs and increase revenue. And you might say to yourself, well, Stocky, of course you don't care because you are, you know, you're not even number 412 anymore. And what, after 100,000, that's only what, like 5 more, you're only like 5 subs over that. It's not like you're losing that much money. It's not about that. Okay, fuck off, first of all. You're right, but fuck you. You know, it does affect a lot of streamers, at least the ones that have the biggest audiences. And they're in a tough position right now. Luckily, most of them have diversified off the platform, right? Like some of the bigger ones that, you know, they've bought companies or they've invested in the market or they have a big YouTube account or they're doing something else, right? They have sponsors. There's ways of getting around it. But regardless of if you think the streamers are a bunch of, you know, overpaid crybabies, I'll put it to you this way. Remember, it's all about perspective. I'm not making excuses for anybody, but think about the perspective, right? You're like, I make $70,000 per year, Stocky. I don't give a shit about somebody who makes $500,000 per year, now only making $350,000 a year. Poor them. Poor them. Well, let me ask you this too, and I'm not making excuses, but I want you to think about perspective. There's somebody out there making minimum wage, making $22,000 per year, saying, wait, you just found out that you're going from $70,000 a year to $46,000 per year? Boo fucking who? Go cry me a river. Guess what? From your perspective, that's fucking rough. And they're like, that's not fucking rough, you fucking rich bitch. And it's the same thing. So people get into a spending. Like, for example, there are a lot of people out there who make $350,000 per year, but to run their business and do their expenses, it's $290,000 per year. So they only net 60K, right? So there's a lot of other things to keep in mind. I think you're looking at it strictly as a monetary and you're comparing. Remember what I told you about why dogs, one of the reasons they're so happy is because they don't spend their life comparing. It's not that people are, I mean, sure, some of them are upset that they're losing money, but I think it's less about the actual money they're losing, and it's a slap in the face. It feels like a slap in the face for the work. Like you grind, you work hard, and you're compensated for it, whether you're compensated, whatever level it is. And now someone's coming in and saying, hey, continue doing everything you're doing and working your ass off for less. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, Stocky, that's bullshit. These guys are fucking rich. I don't want to hear them crying over it. I don't think anybody's crying over it about losing the money so much. It's about building something and then having part of it taken away through no fault of your own. That's what hurts. One thing I've told a lot of you guys in the past, and I always repeat every now and then, don't fall in love with your company. They're never going to fall in love with you.